Now, before the video starts, I first need to apologise. Yes, I know the audio quality in the last video was beyond atrocious, but as of recording it, I've now got a new and hopefully much better microphone. Hopefully this makes your viewing a lot easier, and before I explain yet another weapon, if you enjoy, please drop a like and subscribe. It's a great help and shows that you as the viewers like the content. Drop any recommendations and video suggestions in the comments. Without further ado, enjoy the video. Now, when I was testing this weapon, it brought many different results. Not in a bad way, but it was a bit of a weird one. The Epitaph and Epitaph Prime are Sevagoth's signature weapons. I was thinking of adding this as a section in the Sevagoth video, but decided not to do that and make a dedicated video for it instead, due to its strange nature. As a high status chance secondary, this gun can be used, like the NUTTY and Thomas, for priming large groups of enemies. But unlike those two, it has an alternate fire which is kinda nutty. The normal range for the quick shot or primary fire is 15 meters, which as far as primaries go is insanely good. It has the ability to force proc cold on every single shot, but when I built this weapon for priming I didn't even take into consideration its secondary firing mode. Well, that was a massive mistake. The alternate fire or charge shot gives up most of the status chance for a single target high damage shot, with much higher crit chance, and that threw me for a loop when I got the weapon. Now it's also got a unique trait too. When wielded by Sevagoth, you get an extra 20% damage on a headshot. This again confused me. Why does it need headshot damage? Well, that's because the alternate fire is also amazing. Now, I could just go and say that it's a very good weapon, but I think it is beyond that in my opinion. It has the ability to prime enemies and deal immense amounts of damage. I've hit anywhere between 200,000 and 1.2 million damage on headshots. This obviously isn't very consistent, but it's enough to be able to one-shot anything before Steel Path along with regular enemies in Steel Path, while having a 2 or 3 shot on Eximus is still extremely good. Now, for the builds, while I'm using a Riven in both, this is honestly not required. The weapon is great even without it. First, for priming, in this build, I go for a Corrosive Blast setup, in which you would always get one of them on top of the Force Cold. This obviously just allows for more statuses to be on the enemy at once, and is the reason it is such an amazing weapon. For the first mod we use Barrel Diffusion, not Galvanized? No. With this build, being for priming, you aren't killing enemies with it, so you're never going to get an increase in your multi-shot, therefore using the standard diffusion makes it better basically. The second mod is the Riven with damage and multi-shot. Thirdly is Convulsion for electricity, and then Pistol Pestilence for toxin to make the corrosive in order to armor strip enemies. Next is Scorch and Ice Storm for heat and cold to make blast. After that, Auger Pact for damage and works with the Sevagoth build. Finally is Sure Shot for even more status chance. In the second damage focus build, we instead use Galvanized Diffusion. This is because we're actually getting kills, so having a multi-shot that increases upon kill is amazing. Secondly again is our Riven for multi-shot and damage. Then we have Gunslinger, so our charge shots only take 0.24 seconds. Fourth is Creeping Bullseye to increase the crit chance to 150%. Hornet Strike is also included to increase damage by 180%. In my case, Hemorrhage follows in order to have 35% chance to apply slash on an impact hit. Final two are Hollow Point to increase critical damage, and Pistol Pestilence for toxin rather than corrosive. There's one other extremely strange aspect of the Epitaph I forgot to mention. It only has one magazine. This again makes it better than other primers like the Thomas or NUTTY, as you never really need to reload it. If you have a Kavat, Kubro, Charger or Vulpa Filer with the fetch mod, any ammo pickups within 11 meters will be picked up, meaning you will have infinite ammo in almost all mission types. Try getting better than that with other weapons and you'll have to wait some form of reload time. Overall, I absolutely love this weapon. It is quite easily overtaken the NUTTY as my favourite primer and secondary. So I hope this video has helped everyone. Let me know any ways I can fix anything wrong with the video in the future, and I hope you've enjoyed. If you've watched to the end, I'd greatly appreciate you liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.